craft services is? Anybody? Roger, you know what craft services is? Wonder Woman, you know where it is? God, I just need a freaking bagel. That was a dumb intro. Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Nick Murphy. I am one half of the Brothers Murph, and this is You Can Solo That? A series in which I go through all the games in our collection that have solo rules or solo variants, and I try them out and solo them and then review them for you. I'm not much of a solo gamer, but I think the perspective coming from someone who doesn't like to solo that much is kind of an interesting one because I'm a little bit unbiased because that's not the way that I generally play games. So this week, I'm going to be playing The Networks. The Networks, it's such a good game. The Networks is a game where you are putting on a TV station and you are trying to get good shows and good stars and good advertisements and put them in different time slots during prime time, and you're trying to get the most viewers as humanly possible. I am a huge fan of this game in general. I think this kind of theme, running a TV network or running a movie studio, is a theme that is just criminally underused in the board gaming world. We don't need more about Vikings. Let's put on a play. Let's put on a movie or a TV show. We all watch TV. It's something we can all relate to and feel like we're doing something in the game that makes sense to us. I'm not a Viking, and I'm Norwegian. I don't understand this. What are you? So then I found out that the Networks here has solo rules, and I was like, that's interesting, I didn't know that. And I picked this spot because we have a wonderful movie poster of Romeo and Juliet behind us, and we're next to a recent movie star, Miss Wonder Woman. How do you think this game is going to be, Wonder Woman? What's that? I'm handsome. You. Stop it. Wonder Woman. Oh. Let's see how it plays. Alrighty, so this is the general setup for the Networks Solo Edition. You are going to take a movie station. In this case, I took Moo TV per usual. You're going to put your 3 basic TV shows in their slots. You need to also take your Moo TV star and then your basic ad. You put the piles of the shows, the stars, the ads, and the network cards up top or just somewhere where you can reach them, and then put out 2 big old stacks of money right over here. Now, there are some slight changes to the setup, which we'll go over more in depth right now. Alright, so this is the changes to the scoreboards. First things first, you have to make sure you're grabbing the 2 scoreboards that say 1 player on them. The Networks is wonderful because they give you a different scoreboard for every player count to balance the game, which is so lovely. Thank you. You're going to put 4 cubes right below this drop in budget spot, and you're going to put 5 cubes right above the turn order spot. Choose whatever color you want, but then 3 of the 4 remaining colors you're still going to need for the solo game, so keep them nearby. Also, make sure to take out the charity infomercial mainstay. The way you use him is you rotate if you are in the lead. But in a one-player game, you're kind of always in the lead, so this one we're not going to use for a one-player game. Also, as you can see right here, you start with $5 million, so go ahead and give yourself $5 million. And then it is up to you whether or not to play with the interactive network cards. You can tell the difference because they have a blue eye up here in the corner. Now, interactive cards are cards that affect other players, but they have no things to burn here on the bottom. So if you use them, it'll probably make the game a little bit easier for you, and it doesn't say in the rules whether or not you should use them, so I think it's up to you. Alright, so this next part is going to be kind of confusing and seeming to make no sense. So bear with me, I promise I'll explain it all. So you're going to take 3 of the colors you didn't use, in this case like a fuchsia, green, and a blue. You're going to put the blue and the fuchsia square along with the 200 here on number 65. You're going to put the blue circle on the end track here. You're going to put the green circle on the 4 track, and then the fuchsia circle and the green square on the 2 track. And I know you're wondering, Nick, why the hell do I need to do all this? For the most part, I'll explain it during the gameplay explanation. One thing I will say is that the blue circle is here at the end of the track because to win this game, you have to get to 265 viewers. So this is basically just to tell you that once you get to the end of the round track here, you need to be past this to win the game. Okay, and at the beginning of every round, you always follow this track right here, which tells you how many shows to put out, how many stars to put out, how many ads to put out, and how many network cards to put out. So in a solo game, we're going to put out 5 shows, 4 stars, 4 ads, and 4 network cards. And then at the end of that season, whatever you don't use goes away and you always refresh it anew. For the most part, the general gameplay plays pretty much exactly the same. Not much is different. You still will get shows and put stars on those shows and put ads on those shows and collect money and get network cards and play them. And you still do everything exactly the same. The main difference is every time you do an action and complete it fully, you are going to draw a network card. You're going to flip it over. You're going to completely ignore everything up top and just focus on this line of icons down at the bottom. These are things that you're going to have to burn in the game. You're going to have to burn a show, a star, an ad, a network card, or a budget spot. So after my action, if I drew this network card, I would have to burn a star, an ad, and a network card. So you're always going to take it from the leftmost spot. So I would have to burn a star and get her out of the game. I'd have to burn an ad, get it out of the game. And then the leftmost network card, get it out of the game. And then you get to take another action. And then after that, you draw another network card and keep burning. And you can kind of keep going as long as you want. But you don't want to go forever. In this situation, when you have to burn a star, but there's no stars left, if you ever have to burn something, but there's none of those left on the table, you have to take one of these black cubes and move it down into the spot there. And if you ever move all 5 cubes down, you lose. You lose the whole game. The game ends, stops right there. You donezo. And this can get really bad because in this situation where we'd have to burn a star and an ad, we have no stars and no ads out here on the table, so we would have to bring 2 cubes down. Man, that can get real bad real fast. Now, this is the same as the normal game, but I want to put out a reminder that, remember, after the first round, the third part of the score track, we flip over to its normal side, which we keep for the rest of the game. So the future color is here at 65 viewers. At the end of the second season, when you're getting ready to move into the third season, you want to have 65 viewers. So if my color is orange, I want to be past 65 viewers by the end of the second season. What happens if I am is I get a little bonus and I get to put one of these black cubes back, which is a really big deal because that helps you from losing the game. So at the end of season 2, when you move into season 3, wherever your player marker is on the viewer count, let's say it's at 53, you're going to put the green square there and then the 100 label there. And basically by the time you're done with season 4, you want to be past this. So basically how it goes is wherever you are, you want in the next 2 seasons to get 100 more. And if you do get 100 more, you get to take another cube and put it back up, which is a very good thing because, again, this is a very easy way to lose. So then at the end of the 5th round, you score your shows one last time, just like a normal game. You do all the endgame scoring stuff is exactly the same, and you have to see whether or not you are past 265 viewers. If you are, you win the game. If you're not, you lose the game. Also, remember, if you ever have all 5 of these cubes down here, you also lose the game. So you don't want that to happen. And that, my friends, is how you solo the networks. So that was the networks. Put on a show. The show never ends, boys. I don't know who that apparently was. So, Wonder Woman, how was it? It was great. It really was. This is the 4th game I've done in this series, and I can honestly say that this one is my favorite so far. I really liked it. I did not think I was going to like it very much. I never do, because again, solo gaming isn't really my thing. But man, I really liked it. First things first, it has a win-lose condition. Oh, thank you, Gilhova. Thank you, Formal Ferret Games. Thank you. Always, always, always have a win-lose condition. You either win or you lose. You win or you lose. That alone means I'm going to like it more. But on top of that, this one is tough. Man, also, if you're going to have a solo game, make it hard. Make it tough to win. Because again, if you just always win, it's boring. You need to strive for something. You need to really keep pushing, keep moving. And this game makes you do that. Getting to 265 viewers, if you play a normal game, that's a lot. Like, that's a decent amount of viewers. Man, I loved it, because this game is all about balance. This game has a really kind of fun, kind of crazy theme, and the artwork and stuff is just really, really kooky, and it's got all these kooky names of shows, and so, again, it comes across kind of like light, like, kind of like, oh, blah, 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 like, whatever, and it's really not. This game is just all about balance. You just have to get the shows you need in the time slots you need them in. You got to put the right stars on the right shows and get the ads so you have enough money to pay your stars and pay for your shows, and it's the balance of, like, when do you drop in budget to get more money? When do you do this? It's a big balance, and I really, really like that game. And I was worried that was going to get lost in the solo game. And it really didn't. If anything, it takes that kind of delicate balance of the game and cranks it up to 11. It cranks up to 11 not so much because the burning of the cards and such. That happens a lot in solo games, particularly a lot of like worker placement games. And you know, you're burning cards to get rid of stuff, which kind of simulates someone else taking those things from you. And that's all fine and good. But that's not a wholly new thing in this game. If you play a 2-player game, you also flip over network cards and burn certain cards in the game, because it can, again, it's one of the balancing mechanisms. But the burning cards is just kind of a means to an end. It's kind of like that's what you need to do to kind of balance the game. And they could have just left it at that and said, just get the highest score you can. And they didn't do that. What they did is add a second losing condition, and that just takes the game to a whole nother level. Because with the burn mechanism, if you have to burn something but there's nothing left in that area, like you have to burn a star but there's no more stars left to burn, you have to move that black cube down on the turn order track. And if you ever put 5 of those cubes down on the turn order track, you lose. No matter where you are in the game, you lose. And that is just brilliant. It works so well because it keeps you from just being like, whatever, I'm just going to keep going until everything gets burned away and then I'll drop in budget and I'll end my turn. It really pushes that balance to the next level, because then you have to think like, man, is it worth going for one more action knowing that you're going to have to burn more stuff at the end of that action? Because you can only have 5 of those cubes go down, and the only way to get them put back up is to meet those kind of milestones twice in the game. And those are hard to meet. Getting 65 viewers in the first 2 turns is hard. That means you need to do 32 and 33 in the first 2 seasons. That is really, really hard. And so chances are you're probably not going to be able to take one of those cubes back. And if you ever get to the point where you have to burn 2 things that aren't there, and you have to put 2 cubes down, oh man, your game changes completely, because then you kind of have to play conservatively, because you really can't burn more of those cubes. You can't do it, because then you're going to get an unlucky draw one time and you're going to be out of the game. It forces you to play conservatively, but you have to get to that 265 viewer count at the end of the game to win the game. And to get there, you have to play kind of aggressively. So this kind of forces you to be conservative, but you also have to be aggressive. And that just adds one more layer of balance to this game. And it just, oh my gosh, it's just, every moment was excruciating. Every time I turn over a network card, I'm like, please don't have a star on it. Please don't have a star on it. Woo! It didn't. Okay, we're good. We're good for one more action. All that kind of stuff. It was just so much fun. I haven't won it yet, which I think is great. I really do. I love that. And man, I enjoyed the hell out of it. So overall, I really enjoyed it. This is one that, like, I'm kind of hankering to get back on the solo game with this, because I'm like, I want to beat it. I want to beat this damn thing. So that was the Networks. Nick gives it 2 thumbs straight up in the stars, with all the stars of Hollywood. Till next time, check us out on all forms of social media, which is going to be right here. Boop! Also, check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheBrothers Murph, where we stream games usually at least twice a week. We stream games like the Networks and many, many, many others. You can check that Twitch out right here. Check out This Game is Broken, which is a board game podcast panel show with me, Mike Murphy, my brother Dan Hughes, Dave Luza, and Matthew Cornelius Jude. It is very funny. I like it. But check that out right here. Boop! So until next time, you don't need no stars with you, because you're soloing right now. This has been You Can Solo That! Seriously, where's craft services? I need a bagel! Yeah, is that right? Really? Croatia, huh? Why are you still here?